Chandrashwor Yadav cannot afford to live off his land. He has half an acre, and if he had enough water, he says he would never have to buy food again. But just 50 meters away there is water. It is the Kamala irrigation project built for agriculture more than 40 years ago and meant to serve both Nepal and India.
When the Kamala irrigation project was complete, officials from Nepal and India had a grand ceremony. Use the water, they said. But how are we supposed to use the water? It went straight to India.
The water flows past, but there are no channels that feed the farmlands. Yadav has to use a diesel pump to access water at around $4 an hour. Yadav says the land here is fertile and could produce cash crops, but without a ready supply of water, it is impossible. Many people have to look outside Nepal for work. Yadav and both his sons work as laborers in Saudi Arabia.
I'm standing here on the embankment of the Kamla River. Down there is the river, and as you can see, farmers from either side of the river in Nepal have no access to that water. The river flows directly downstream towards the state of Bihar in India. Now, when the Indian government built this embankment, there was a larger plan. A separate river was to be diverted towards the Kamla and finally towards the irrigational channels for farmers over here in Nepal to use all year round. But almost half a century on, no progress has been made, and the farmers here say they feel cheated.
Downstream across the border in India is the Kamala Jayanagar barrage, an artificial barrier. From there, the river is diverted to an agricultural canal. In the late 1950s, the first water-sharing agreements were made between Nepal and India. But many in Nepal say the treaties have always disproportionately benefited India, and projects are not designed to help Nepali farmers.
Unfortunately, a certain perception has taken root in Nepal that these treaties were unfair to Nepal. The fact is that the location of these treaties is close to the India-Nepal border, and naturally the amount of land that received irrigation benefits is larger on the Indian side as compared to the Nepali side. Nevertheless, there were a host of other benefits that were created for Nepal at that time. These related to not just irrigation, but also financial assistance. These related to building of roads, building of railway lines, and the fact that we built the embankments all the way deep into Nepali territory so as to protect Nepali territory from inundation.
The farmers here are still facing the impact of those agreements. Chandrashwor Yadav showed us his land. It was dry and in desperate need of water. Can you imagine how much we could grow if we could use these fields? He asks. The same question posed by many of his Nepali neighbors. Subina, Shrestha, Al Jazeera, Dhanusha district in Nepal.